I'll take that.
The Topeka City Council will come to order. A special meeting of the governing body is called by the city manager to meet this evening to discuss the Wheatfield Village redevelopment project. After meeting is called to order and we have roll call, it's expected the governing body will go into executive session. No action will be taken by the governing body after it reconvenes the special meeting. So if the clerk would call the roll.
Mayor Wolgast,
Here.
Councilmembers Spiller,
Here.
Clear, Ortiz, Emerson, De La Isla,
Here.
Jensen,
Present.
Schwartz,
Here.
Cohen,
Here.
and Harmon.
And we've received word that both council members Clear and Harmon are ill this evening. There's a bug going around, and Councilman Emerson said he will be arriving a little bit late. So if the, so this is for go into executive session, if the city attorney would provide the parameters.
The motion is to recess into executive session for a period of 60 minutes for consultation with the city's legal counsel to discuss attorney-client privilege matters related to contract negotiations regarding the Wheatfield Village Development Agreement as justified by KSA 75-4319B2. In order to aid the discussion, the following individuals should be present: members of the governing body, City Manager Brent Trout, Deputy City Manager Doug Gerber, Financial and Administrative Services Director Nikki Lee, Financial Advisor Jeff White, and myself.
Okay, those are the parameters. Councilwoman De La Isla moves to go into executive session. Councilman Jensen seconds. We have someone who wishes to speak on public comment on that particular item. Mr. Miller, if you'd like to come forward and address the council.
So cluttered up here. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. My name is Vic Miller, concerned citizen. I first want to say welcome to the city manager. I look forward to meeting you. I looked this up to make sure I quoted it correctly, but I want to quote whoever it was that said, "Those who do not remember history are doomed to repeat it." And what I mean by that is I hearken back to the process, the discussions, and the ultimate demise of Heartland Park and the latest proposal that they had as it related to a public-related project. The suspicion of the public rose and rose and rose with every secret meeting that the city council held, and the wonder of what was going on behind closed doors that could not be discussed in public. And that's why I'm here today to ask you not to go into executive session. I understood what the subject matter was, but I am confounded as to what there is that is so privileged about the discussions with Wheatfield as it relates to incentives that cannot be discussed in public. I don't see how the city's position is compromised if the public hears, as well as you, what it is they're asking for, and the discussion from the attorney as to whether or not those requests are legal or of questionable legal status. Is it because you can't or don't want to discuss in public the relationship of one of the developers with ownership of an LLC that owes the public, city included, over $1 million in back taxes and specials, and whether or not that can be tied to the offering of incentives on this project? I think that is a matter of public discussion, and if it has legal questionability, the public has a right to hear what those challenges are. Secret meetings as to public giveaways only raise the public's suspicion as to the wisdom and propriety of those giveaways. The question before you as it relates to executive session is not whether or not you can do it. I don't challenge that position. I suspect, I don't know what you're going to talk about, but I wouldn't think that the city attorney would be advising you to go into executive session and talk about things which are legally prohibited. But it's not whether or not you can, it's more a matter of whether or not you should. I intend to vote tomorrow. I'm one of the lucky people in Topeka that gets to vote for mayor and city council. I look forward to not only what I've seen as the positions of people stated on transparency, but their actions on transparency when I cast my vote. And lastly, if I have a few seconds, and I do, I want to say congratulations to Mr. Gerber and whoever else was included in the decision that led to the hiring of the 2 new judges. I had the privilege of working with them the last 2 weeks, and I think you'll find that they are excellent choices. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. Thank you for your comments. That completes the public comment. We have a motion and second before the council to go into executive session. All those in favor vote yes, opposed vote no.
Okay, go ahead.
Now vote.
We have 6 yes, Ms. Ortiz voting no.
6 having voted yes, the motion passes, and we'll go into executive session when the room is clear. She set the time for 1 hour, 60 minutes.
See that smile? Look at that smile.
The executive session has ended with no action taken. There being a need to continue the discussion, the council wishes to resume if the city attorney would provide the parameters. They will be the same for 20 minutes. Correct. For 20 minutes, the same parameter. Councilman Emerson moves and Councilman Jensen seconds to go into the executive session for 20 minutes. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Motion approved. We'll go into executive session when the room is clear.
He's a married man, Michelle. Get back. Get back.
The executive session has ended with no action being taken. There are no need for further business before the council. We are adjourned.